Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 4th edition of the All Gone Latics podcast. The football season is over now, unfortunately. However, welcome to silly season. The fake fixtures are already out, and a Wigan man who smashed eggs on his head has written Northern Ireland's unofficial Euro 2016 song. Will Grigg is going to Barcelona, while UC Escalainen has gone back to training in his garden with a cup of tea. And ironically, we've got more to talk about than ever. Haven't we, Liam?
Yes. Because Kieran's in.
Oh yes, of course. We should introduce a new podcaster this evening. It is Mr. Kieran of Kieran Making Sports. Is that right?
Yes, that is true, yes. Correct.
All right. The prestigious
Should we allow him to outline his credentials?
The inaugural.
Please do. We're going to grill you right now.
Yes, go on.
I'll play the role of Paxman here. So, welcome to the podcast. Have you got anything to say to the listeners out there, Kieran?
Hello.
Short and sweet. Okay, so tonight we're going to have our Euro 2016 preview edition. Preview in inverted commas. And just for the record, we recorded this before PWU. So we did it first, even though theirs came out first. We've also got Will Grigg's World Domination updates and summer-friendly previews with Mr. Liam over here, who's going on a special pre-season tour around the northwest of England. Isn't that right, Mr. Sefton?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've agreed to do it.
Are you regretting that now?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I guess we'll get to that later, but first, we have some unfinished business. It may pertain to a certain 50p bet that we had on the last edition. We had a small wager on the League One playoff final. I predicted Millwall to win, while you predicted Barnsley to win, didn't you?
Get in.
And unfortunately, Liam won. So, here it is. It's coming out of the wallet right now.
You need to put it on the table so we can hear the sound of the 50p
There's the wallet
being transferred.
You don't have any change. There's a 20p there. That'll have to do for now.
What's that, deposit?
I'll give him the rest later. Yeah, there's 40p. That's all I've got, unfortunately. But there you go. That is yours. Well done.
I'll take this for now, but...
Interesting. Every day you don't pay up that 10p.
Although if we leave the EU and he gives us in a few months and we've already left the EU, then the pound will devalue. So I think he should give me more if that happens. I want 10p what it's
too
worth
early
now.
for that, I think. I think it's too early to
I'll get some change from the bar later, so we don't have to bother with that nonsense. Okay, so before we actually start, I should give a shout out to the Red Robin, who have given us a special section all to our own in the enormous pub. Apparently it's called the Wacky Warehouse, and that's where we're recording from this evening. All Gone Latics.
Win the ball pool.
All Gone Latics 04, recorded live from the Wacky Warehouse.
Have we been in a different location each time?
We have, yes. The first one was from our bedrooms. The second one was...
That was the moon.
It was the moon. The third one was the
The
Oystons
Oystons bar.
Yeah, and we're here at the Wacky Warehouse for edition number 4.
But in Kyle Oyston's personal bar, wasn't we, for the last one?
So thank you very much to the Red Robin. A shout out to you. Send your free pints to the AGL podcast. Thank you. Okay, shall we get straight to it? What are we going to do? Are we going to do Euro 2016?
Yeah,
we
I think so,
about
yeah.
that?
Considering it starts in 2 days or whenever this is going to go.
Around
online.
about, yeah.
We'll call it approximately 2 days. France v Romania on Friday night.
So when's England's first game?
Saturday night.
The very next night, 24 hours later. Kieran, I was reading on the internet earlier about a possible England Tactics League. Have you heard anything about this? And in fact, could you be the originator of this particular story?
Well, I saw it on the internet. Many papers reported it, and yeah, it was a bit daft, really. I seen the picture of the team sheet. It's more like they were saying it was from the midfield upwards, so no defenders were in the squad. And they were saying it was looking from the midfield upwards, and they had Eric Dyer holding. But it looked more like Eric Dyer was playing in goal, the way they'd shaped it up. They had Henderson out on the left wing, so I don't know what it was really. That
would be a surprise.
It was an actual piece of, like on a clipboard, what Ray Lewington actually had wrote, but I don't know if it was the actual tactics. It's something to do with what they're planning to do, but I can't see them playing Jordan Henderson on the left wing. But it was looking more like, I think, depending on what formation they were going to play, because they've obviously been testing out 4-3-3 diamond and 4-4-2. 4-4-2 diamond and a 4-3-3 even, sorry. So it's dependent, but I think it's a bit of rubbish. I did write it up for a website that I write for, but I think it's just a lot of rubbish.
I think people have been demeaning it a bit too much. Because obviously it's a bit of a piss take that it's running the midfield upwards and there's about 10 names or something already on there, but it does give you a little bit of an idea of how we're going to set up, at least for the first 3 matches, particularly the first one. But the one thing everyone wanted to see from it was, are we going to play with just Vardy up front, or just Kane, or both of them, or is Rooney going to be up front with one of them, etc. But there was Vardy and Kane were both mentioned, but they were apart. Both the names were underlined.
Well, in the friendlies, they've tried both that, haven't they? The Turkey game, they played a 4-3-3 with Vardy out on the left and Kane through the middle. Whereas in the Portugal game, they had both of them up front. So I don't know whether it's truth or if it is a tactics leak, or it's just testing out players, or what they're just experimenting with formation training, because obviously it was early days. It was only yesterday.
Yeah.
So we don't know what team they're going to play, but it'll give us an idea, because Adam Lallana wasn't even involved in those notes, and he's been quite a peripheral figure really for England, I think, especially in the friendlies as well. They come on against Portugal and they changed the system where they had Sterling out on the left, and Sterling ended up assisting the goal that ended up winning the game, and he was in fact on the leaked, in inverted commas, tactics sheet. So we don't know. It could be it's the way they're going to line up, or the experiment of different partnerships, or whatever it is.
Where do you think Rooney should play? If he should play?
I think he should play where he plays for Manchester United, by virtue of the fact that's what he's used to playing from this season. Because if you start playing him in new positions that he has to learn, okay, he can fill in at centre forward. But if you start shifting him around all over the place, that's going to start unsettling him, I think. Just play him where he's comfortable. But having said that, I think you should be building the team around Rooney. I don't know what you think.
I think you're alluding to having Rooney as an attacking midfielder, aren't you?
Sitting just behind the two strikers, if we do indeed go with Vardy.
Well, I think Fergie was the manager who started playing Rooney in midfield, and ever since he's been playing there on and off, hasn't he? Particularly this season with the arrival of Martial at United.
Yes.
So I think he should play midfield.
In both formations, I think he should play in an attacking midfield role. Obviously at the tip of the diamond, if we play, like you said, Kane or Vardy up top, or if we go to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, then he's got to be the attacking midfielder of them formations. So if we go 4-2-3-1, I think we should have Sterling to give us some natural width, and then if we have Ali and Rooney, Ali's a natural number 10 like Rooney is, but if we play Ali just out wide and then allow him to float inside, and then we can have Kyle Walker bombing on the outside, and then one of our holding midfielders, say a Dyer or a Milner, they can slot in and cover the space that Walker has left behind. So I think that will give us a really good balance. I think, like you said, we're going to build the team around Rooney. The stats don't lie. I mean, he's the top goal scorer ever for England, albeit he has played against, San Marinos and whatnot, but he's our captain, and he has to show that he's captain, and we have to. These youngsters have got to, I think, learn off him, because he's one of the most experienced players in the squad.
What has surprised me though is the comments that Rooney's made, and he made a comment about how England should be a certain way, and then Roy Hodgson came out and said, no, we shouldn't. We should be this. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was going against Roy Hodgson, and Rooney, and Hodgson went against Rooney. And it's rare for someone like that, because Rooney, as we probably all know, is one of the most boring interviewees on the planet. Doesn't say anything to the reporters at all.
Maybe it was just a slip of the tongue for Rooney.
It's surprising that it's come at this time though. It's a bit unsettling.
Could be mind games.
You never hear anything from Rooney interesting, ever. Even when he was going through wanting out of United, most of it, if not all of it, was just paper talk of what was going on inside. We've had that as well, a bit of unrest in the camp. How Rooney has demanded to play apparently, and now this has come out about him and Roy Hodgson being at odds with each other over a meaningless part of the game really. But still, Roy Hodgson came out and said, no, we need to be this way. But I still think Rooney will play reluctantly, because we need him. We shouldn't need him, but we do. We need someone who on his day can do something for us.
Would you rather not play Rooney? Would you rather have somebody else in that position? Or do you think that because of his experience at so many Euros and World Cups,
Well,
we've got to have him in
I'd rather
there?
have someone else in there, but nobody who's English who's in there, you know what I mean? He's the best Englishman who can play there. I
suppose we know that Rooney can do something at a major tournament. I know he struggled to score in World Cups, but if you look back to his form in the Euros, especially Euro 2004, he was probably
sent off.
Yeah, he was sent off eventually, but I mean, in the build-up to that game, he was probably our best player in Euro 2012. He scored a vital goal against Ukraine in the group stage as well. So I think you need to have him there, because for me, if you don't play him and you play Ali or Barkley or in that tip of the diamond role, then you think, yeah, they've got quality, but they've never really proved it on an international or European stage, which is the key for me. Ali's never played in the Champions League, and Ross Barkley's never played in the Champions League.
If Ross Barkley starts for England in the first game, we might as well just go on right now.
He's not good
enough, is he?
No, I just used Ali and Barkley as an example because
Yeah.
they play in that kind of position for their club team. So you've got, everyone was talking about the Ali and Kane partnership, but going off a bit of tangent, but Harry Kane isn't a guaranteed starter for England for me. I think especially in the free friendlies, he wasn't at his best for England.
For me, he's the one who we should start. Vardy shouldn't start. It should be Kane.
I was thinking more Sturridge, to be honest with you, which is a controversial opinion because I know his injury history and whatnot, but I just think he's a natural born finisher. I know Harry Kane won the Golden Boot, but just looking at how he performed in the friendlies, he scored against Turkey, fair enough, but he was 3 miles offside for a start, and he still had a shocker, missed the penalty. I just think Sturridge can give you that something out of nothing, which Kane can't. Kane needs chances created for him, whereas Sturridge can create chances for himself, if that makes sense.
I wonder if England are now regretting not taking Jermaine Defoe after the goal he scored in Soccer Aid.
Oh yeah,
against that world-class defence of a retired Fabio Cannavaro and Gareth Thomas.
Yeah.
And Yap Stam. And Yap Stam's look-alike.
Patrick Keelty in goal.
But he scored twice. And then he scored 2 offside goals just before that, didn't he?
The facts don't lie.
Yes, he did.
The facts don't lie.
Jack Whitehall could have scored. If he would have scored, then maybe he would have had a chance of being one of Roy Hodgson's reserve players for the Euros. Maybe. Even Matt Wright, he's got a chance of still going. Just some injuries.
Yeah, he's scored more goals than Kane of late. Yeah. Is there an argument to say that Kane could work as an impact sub anyway?
No,
Start with somebody else.
I think that's Vardy's job, that.
Well, Vardy did it in Germany, didn't he? For the friendly. We were 2-0 down. He'd come on. They went 4-4-2 diamond, as we keep mentioning, and they turned the game round, won 3-2. I think Vardy gives you that energy and enthusiasm if you bring him off the bench, whereas I sound like I'm criticising him because I really rate Harry Kane, and he is energetic and he's big and he's strong and he finishes, he's got power, he's the full package really as a striker, but I just don't think coming off the bench, Vardy's like a little annoying dog of kinds where he'll chase everything and he'll hunt everything down, and I reckon he's a nightmare to play against, especially on going in behind as well. Kane doesn't give you that option of running behind. I think he likes it with his back to goal, turning, and he scores quite a few long range goals to be honest.
What do we think of Kane as the principal free kick taker? We've seen that a lot in the friendlies, and well, fair enough if he's our best free kick taker, but wouldn't you rather have him in the middle of the box? He's a big tall guy and he's got a fairly good head on him, so is he not wasted taking these free kicks? How many goals did we score from set pieces in the friendlies? I don't think we scored any.
Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Short, then long.
No, he shouldn't be taking set pieces. Yes, he is a big presence, so he should be in the box. To take set pieces, Rooney has taken set pieces for Manchester United in the past. He's not a regular set piece taker. I don't think we have a regular set piece taker, do we? From club level. I mean, there's a few sat at home.
Henderson maybe.
Maybe Henderson, but has he got the quality? Like, if you look, you've got Baines there sat at home. I know he was injured throughout the season, and we've picked Rose and Bertrand in that position. But Baines offers you something where he is a natural set piece taker. He's got that ability to deliver. And we've always had a Steven Gerrard or a Frank Lampard, but looking now, I don't think we've got.
I mean, the thing with Baines was that he didn't perform at the World Cup. It was like a poor man's. What's his name?
Eusebio.
Reece James. He didn't do anything at the World Cup. He was so scared to move forward, just like Reece James. And the fact that he's had a bad season for Everton this season, but obviously Everton haven't been doing much
Yeah.
But still, he was injured during the season. He came back. He wasn't really doing much at a poor side. And then you have to take Bertrand and Rose reluctantly.
What I was trying to say was I don't think Kane should be taking set pieces, but who would take set pieces if we didn't?
Well, if Baines...
Obviously Baines
was
is Merlot, so it'd have to be someone like Rooney.
I'd give it to Rooney.
You can't take someone just because of the set pieces.
No, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying my example was that we don't have somebody who has that kind of ability in the squad.
So who will take corners for you?
It'd have to be Rooney. I can't see anybody. Maybe Dele Alli, maybe, but I'm not really
I'd
seeing...
say Henderson.
If Henderson starts, though, again...
I'd start Henderson.
I wouldn't argue with Rooney as the corner taker.
Yeah, Rooney and Henderson, too.
Henderson.
We'll go unanimously on Rooney then.
Rooney. Okay.
So,
Mr. Hodgson.
Rooney is officially... Bang. The gavel is down. Officially, Rooney is the All-Gone Latics set-piece taker for the Euros. Are you listening to this, Hodgson? Write that down on your clipboard. Okay. But that was England. What about the other teams at the Euros? Is there anybody else that we're going to be supporting?
Croatia.
Yeah, well...
Scotland.
Northern
Ireland. Do I have to explain that? Why?
Roy Carroll.
Well, you've got the famous Latics tie of Roy Carroll there.
Well, I actually have a list here. This was supposed to be for the PWU podcast. Keep it quiet. But I've got a list of all the Latics-related players that are going to be playing at the Euros, and I'm going to read it out here. Apologies if you do listen to PWU, and I've also read this out on the other one. But we've got for Northern Ireland, we've got Will Grigg and Fire.
You've got Will Grigg there.
I changed it at the last minute. And also Roy Carroll, at age of 38. For Northern Ireland.
Roy Carroll, he refused to sing the Will Grigg song.
Oh yes, he did at the end of the video.
Yeah.
I wonder why that could be. Did he sing "You Are My Sunshine" instead?
No, we can't sing that anymore. De Bruyne hates it, so we can't do it.
He's too busy thinking about catching a ball. Can't really catch any balls, can he?
Hello, Mr. Whelan. Hello. Yes. Sorry.
Will Grigg's on fire. Your defence is terrified. 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 Na 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 na. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've heard enough of it.
For the Republic of Ireland, we've also got James McLean and James McCarthy, a couple of ex-Latics from the Roberto Martinez era. Can anybody name any of the others, though?
George Best.
Because you're looking at my piece of paper, aren't you? Yes. David Rees, George Best Cottrell for Wales.
See?
Yeah.
I just know that.
David Cottrell is playing for Wales.
Can't believe he's going to the Euros. Is there any more?
Yeah, we've got obviously Michael O'Neill, who's the Northern Ireland manager.
Let me try and think. I want to guess one.
Well, I might as well say that. It's out in the open. Michael O'Neill, the Northern Ireland manager, is an ex-Latic. I don't know if that counts really, though.
And this last person, I'm just looking at
one more.
His sheet now. Can you guess that, Kieran?
I thought it was
Sweden.
Andreas.
Yes, Andreas Grandqvist is indeed. So I'm going to be supporting Sweden just for that fact. Did anybody see the...
I'll be supporting Wales, just because of George Best.
Thought he was Northern Irish. Anyway.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it?
Did anybody see the friendly between Wales and Sweden?
No, but I heard the scoreline.
Wales weren't very good at all.
No.
Bale only came on for the last 10 minutes and he basically had no time to make any impact.
I think both sides basically just rested this. Well, Zlatan played about an hour for Sweden and then he went off and then they brought on Gareth for the last, what was it, 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so.
I think that's a valid excuse for losing 3-0 away to Sweden.
But he is the main man. And I think they will be really, really reliant on him, especially in the tournament.
So at the moment they've got Hal Robson-Kanu.
Who is without a club.
Well, Gareth Bale did come on, but also a certain other Latics player came on in that game as a substitute, and that was Emma Hughes.
Emma?
Yeah, Emma Hughes.
Is that Emma Hughes' sister?
Everyone just sighed. Everyone at home's just sighed when they heard that name there. Not him.
He's unfortunately, depending on your point of view, she's unfortunately not made the Wales squad, though she was one of the better performers in that awful friendly. And I will say it was awful, because it was Absolutely terrible.
Against Sweden ladies.
He's on standby.
He's on standby.
Emir Hughes. Emir? Is it Emir?
Emir.
Oh, we're going back to
Emily.
Wales
Em-
men's.
Emir
Emily
Hughes.
Hughes. Emily Hughes. I
Emlyn
think.
Hughes. He's on standby for
What's
Wales.
of Liverpool? Emily Hughes.
He's on standby for
The
Wales.
Welsh men's team.
Yes, should injuries happen.
Disclaimer, we're going back to the men's football
it
now.
says it all about him when a half-fit Joe Ledley has got in the squad ahead of him. Joe Ledley broke his leg on the 7th of May, and was in full training today, which is the 8th of June. So that is some recovery.
I think the same thing can be
But
said
I don't
about,
think he's fully fit.
about how England had taken Wilshere.
Yes. What was his injury?
Well, it doesn't matter what his injury was. He hasn't
Well,
played
a broken leg so close together.
Yeah,
like literally
yeah.
a month between his.
But still, if
going
you're someone
to-
like Matt Noble,
Yeah,
who we've heard so much about,
yeah.
you've got to be a bit gutted.
I
If
think
someone
we-
like that who has played football
I think
much.
I think
It's
Wilshere's
gonna-
got the quality, but you have to prove yourself over the course of the season.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
add to the Wales theme, they've also got Slim Shady in the central midfield. If you've seen Aaron Ramsey's
the real.
the real Slim
Right.
Shady, have you seen Aaron Ramsey's new hairdo?
Yeah, he's blonde, isn't
No.
he?
He's dyed it bleach blonde.
Oh, I did see that Marouane Fellaini has dyed his hair blonde.
It's worse than Marouane Fellaini.
It looks like Carlos Valderrama.
Worse than Fellaini is better than Shana's.
No, nothing is better than Shana's. We should get Shana back for this tournament. Austria needs him.
I couldn't name you another Austrian player if I tried. Alaba plays for Bayern Munich, left back.
Can we to name one?
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba, yeah.
Paula
She
Shana.
played
Paul
against.
Shana.
Doesn't matter.
Jessica Alba was marking Emma Hughes in there.
Yes. But just to lead us back to Northern Ireland, Will Grigg, is he going to even get a game? I read yesterday, I think, Mr. Paul Kendrick tweeted it, that Kyle Lafferty limped out of training. So maybe there is a chance. He's not been starting though, has he? He's only been coming off the bench. He scored...
Grigg.
Yeah, Grigg,
Yeah.
that is,
Yeah.
Will Grigg. He did come off the bench to score
Yes.
in a 3-0 win over, who was it?
Belarus.
Yeah.
Belarus,
Yeah.
in a friendly.
Belarus are an awful side.
Yeah.
Like, they are ridiculously bad.
So Will, I'm going to have to say it, the reputation just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I've sort of got to keep on scoring now, otherwise everything stops. So now it's a great night for myself and the team. So really pleased.
And how did it feel to score your first Northern Ireland goal?
Brilliant. I think as soon as I was coming on, the manager said, there's so much positivity about myself and the team at the moment. Let's keep that going, and to get that first goal is a dream come true.
And what did the send-off here in Belfast feel like for you tonight?
Unbelievable. It's always a great atmosphere, but I think that one tonight was definitely the best. It's the fans have been massive throughout, and to finish on that is a massive high.
Well, Northern Ireland through the whole qualifying were playing a 4-3-3, I think, with Kyle Lafferty as the leading striker. In that friendly against Belarus, they went for a 3 at the back with 2 up top. They had Kyle Lafferty and Conor Washington of QPR. They both started up front, both scored, and then Grigg come off the bench and scored himself. And then all 3 of them strikers got picked. So either way, it doesn't really look likely for him, because if they play one up front, it's going to be Lafferty, because I believe that he is going to be fit, because he went down with an injury yesterday. A groin injury, but he didn't train today. He was just doing some light training with the.
He was on his bike, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the bike with the.
Yeah.
I think it was the strength and conditioning
Yeah.
and the physio.
That block on Twitter, he was on his bike, so...
But apparently he had a scan, and he put on Twitter. I don't know if I don't follow him on Twitter. I just heard that he put on Twitter that he was going to be fit. So if Lafferty's fit, Grigg, going off that Belarus game, could potentially consider himself third in the pecking order.
If he's not fit, though, I don't think he'll start anywhere, Grigg.
No.
Because Grigg wasn't the second or third man that they chose. He was the last striker that got in Michael O'Neill's plans. So I'd still count him as being 4th choice.
Is it possible he was only picked on the basis of that song?
I think it does increase his chances because they know who he is. Genuinely, I think.
Well, he's a lucky mascot, isn't he? Even if he doesn't play, you've got to get him along there so everybody can sing the Will Grigg's on Fire song.
Well, I think they didn't take Liam Boyle.
Liam Boyce, yeah.
Boyce,
Yeah.
from Boycey? Boyce's got to go. Go on. From Ross County.
Yeah.
They took Grigg, and Mike O'Neill said it was the most difficult decision he's made. He's not an arm boss.
Well, they also excluded Billy Mackay, who is still a Wigan
but
Athletic striker.
it was considered.
But if he's going off that basis, you look at Connor Washington, someone who scored less goals at Peterborough in a season than Will Grigg did at Wigan, and then got a move to QPR. I don't think he has scored for QPR. I may be wrong there. He may have scored 1 or 2, but he's not scored many. And if you're going off that, if you're going off pure form, then Grigg should get the nod ahead of Washington. But then again, like you said, if he weren't even in O'Neill's plans, then he may have, like Dan said, it was a joke, but he might have just been picked for the sheer publicity. Because in a way, he kind of takes the pressure off Northern Ireland, because Northern Ireland's group's tough. They've got Germany, Ukraine and Poland.
Michael O'Neill has chosen his squad on how they performed for Northern Ireland. I think that's crucial. I think that's good as well. How he's not really thinking too much about club form and who they're playing for, etc. Because if you perform for Northern Ireland, then you get in. Simple as that.
There was a good point.
And Grigg has got in because of his club form, but the reason he's in the squad is because he scored for Northern Ireland.
I don't want to put a damper on Northern Ireland, and it's great that they've reached the tournament, like Wales as well, reached the tournament for the first time since 1958, I think it was.
Correct.
Wales.
Northern Ireland was 1980.
Yeah.
Was it 1982?
Yeah, and Wales was 58, so great for them. But I don't want to put a damper on it. But Roy Carroll was. I'm glad we brought it up because he is 38, like Dan said. You look at Northern Ireland's squad. A lot of them are old. You've got the 3 goalkeepers are all in the 30s. You've got Carroll 38, McGovern's 31, and Manus is 34. Gareth McCauley was 36. So if you're looking ahead for Northern Ireland, they're going to lose a lot of those players for the next major tournament. So maybe this is the one chance to really give it a good go. So maybe he has picked Grigg because he wants some real attacking quality there. And you've got Lafferty who scored 7 in the qualifiers. He was almost the maverick, and then you've got Washington who has obviously got ability, and our very own Mr. Grigg himself who can give you a goal. So maybe he's going to really go for it because it might be the only chance for a while, really.
They seem like a group of players that love playing for Northern Ireland. I think you've got to have that. If you're playing for Northern Ireland, then you've got to get a bit of stick here and there. But you've got to be committed, and I think they all are. I think that's helped him over the years with how they've overperformed consistently in the last few years, better than the Republic of Ireland, and in some cases better than Scotland, Wales and England. And they've had some incredible results, beating Germany, I think they did.
I mean, it's mad how far they've come, really, because you look at...
I think Spain 1 and 2.
Was it Spain?
I think Spain. But anyway, they've had some great results.
It's crazy how far...
A group of definitely as well.
How far they've come. Just to compare them, I remember a few years ago, Republic and Northern Ireland played each other in a friendly, and Republic beat them 5-0. I was expecting a pretty hostile crowd, but there was nobody there. I think people just boycotted it. It was 5-0, and it shows how far shows what a good job Michael O'Neill has done to get them to where they are. But yeah.
Dan's googling something.
Is he looking for the 5-0?
I'm looking for it right now. Here we go. So this was the Nations Cup, 24th May 2011. Ireland 5, Northern Ireland 0. I believe that's the one you're thinking of.
It must have been.
Yeah, so that was
Kevin Kilvan score
5 years ago. Let's have a look.
Well, the fact that they actually qualified automatically and Republic of Ireland had to go for a playoff just shows. I know the Republic of Ireland had a harder qualifying group, so they had the likes of Germany.
But if you look at Northern Ireland, they're a much smaller country, and also they've had Seamus Coleman, who's gone to play for the Republic, even though he was eligible for the Northern Ireland.
Mr. McLean.
So was McLean.
He was born in Derry.
Oh, you've got players like McGeady and McCarthy,
Scottish,
who were eligible for Northern Ireland in a way, but they chose Republic. So they've had all that going against them, but still they're managing to overperform even more so.
Going back to the original question of Will Grigg, it's good for him, but I, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think we'll see him much. Maybe once, twice off the bench, but I think Lafferty's going to be the
he's got to be their impact sub though for the last 10 minutes.
That's what I mean. Say if they're drawing 1-1, I don't think a draw it'd be respectable, but I think they have to try and. If you look at maybe Ukraine are the weakest of the three. You've got Germany and Poland. And say it's 1-1 and against Ukraine, and you've got to go for it. Maybe they'll throw Grigg on. But
draws get you nowhere really, unless you've won a game already.
But in a group as tough as theirs, definitely.
If you've won one game already, or you're up against one of the best teams in it, or up against the best team in the group, then a draw's fantastic. But if you're up against the second or third best team, you've got to go for the win.
Yeah.
if you're getting 2 points from the group, you aren't going to get through.
Well,
you need 3 or 4 points.
Win and 2 draws could feasibly get you through.
Yes,
if they beat Ukraine and say straight draws against Germany and Poland, then they have a real chance of going through as second place.
Look at someone like New Zealand. They were the only team to remain unbeaten in the 2010 World Cup. Got 3 draws, and there was no one near getting through.
But there's obviously this new ruling, isn't there? Because it's the biggest Euros ever in terms of how many teams are in it. They have the new ruling where the best placed third.
The 4 best placed third teams.
Statistically, the 4 best third place teams in each group can go through. So
really,
that could be interesting.
Northern Ireland are looking for Germany to destroy them all, basically.
Yeah.
And them to just sneak through.
So it's a tough group, but not impossible.
But in those groups where the top teams beat everyone, then it could be possible for a team to get through on 3 points, maybe 4 points.
Yeah.
With goal differences going their way as well.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens.
Northern Ireland only conceded a handful of goals, really, compared to the rest of the teams. Not a handful, but they were a great defence during the qualification process.
Longest unbeaten team going into the Euros. So.
Yeah, that is true.
They don't concede goals on a regular basis like other teams.
So, our Northern Ireland, our official All Gone Latics, bang the gavel down team
second
to
team.
follow. Second team. Are we going to follow?
I'll go
past
yes.
Croatia.
Okay.
Yeah,
what's the obsession with Croatia?
I've got better than to win it.
All right.
All right. Oh, you've got them in the sweepstake, have you?
That's interesting.
How was the Wales because of George Best?
I thought he was Northern Irish.
No, he's Welsh. He's from London, no.
Clandon.
Clandon Junction.
Any other teams to mention then that we've not mentioned?
Dark horses, maybe.
Yeah, dark horses.
I'd go for Poland. Robert Lewandowski equalled the famous David Healy's goal scoring record of 13 goals in the qualification
Back
campaign.
to Northern Ireland.
Yes, back to Northern Ireland. There's your bridge, your link.
Everything leads to Northern Ireland, doesn't it?
Illuminati confirmed that Northern Ireland going to win it. Will Grigg.
Illuminati confirmed.
No, I think Poland.
All roads lead to Derry.
I think going forward, they're one of the good teams in Europe. They've got Blazikowski, who's a dangerous winger. I think he's still at Dortmund. Not sure. Lewandowski and
the big Lewandowski.
And in the qualification campaign, they were in the toughest qualification group. They had Germany and Republic of Ireland. They actually beat Germany at home in
they've got arguably the best striker in the whole tournament. If you've got him, you've got a chance. And the rest of the team aren't no mugs either, so they can get through the group. From if you get an easy draw, because with the way the groups are, there's not many mugs in the tournament.
No.
If a team beats someone, anybody, then you wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
So you could see a couple of teams, just a couple of third, even fourth place teams, finishing first or second. So if someone like Poland gets one of these easier ties on paper, they could sneak into the quarter-final, and then who knows?
Poland are my bet for a dark horse. I think you can also look at Italy. People write off Italy, I think, a lot because the squads are aging or whatever, but no Pirlo this time, and they got obviously Pirlo played a big role in the when they got to the final in the Euro 2012. Obviously scored that Panenka penalty against us, where he made an absolute mockery of Joe Hart. But yeah, he played a good role, and Balotelli's another one who was on fire in that tournament. Scored 2 against Germany in the semi-final, and they got to the final and were embarrassed by Spain a little bit, 4-0. But Italy are another team you can never write off. So yeah, Poland and Italy would be my shouts for dark horse.
Okay, I was going to go with Northern Ireland as my dark horse, but we've already talked about them so much. So I think, just out of sheer devilment, I'm going to go with Austria. Paul Scharner's team. I'm going to be supporting Paul Scharner's team, the Charminators team at Euro 2016. And I think that wraps up, or just about wraps up, our preview, in inverted commas, of Euro 2016. However, we have got just a little segment here. This is from 101greatgoals.com, and it's 101 of the funniest Euro 2016 fantasy football team names, and you'll find some of these are absolutely hilarious. You'll also find that we've been mentioning some of these throughout the podcast already. So, how about some of these? These were down in the lower echelons. What about Dolce and Lalana? They get better, honestly. Luke Kyle Walker. Marshall Art. These are terrible. Delphin Safety. The Vardy Boys. I like that one. Jacko and the Bunnymen.
That's a good one.
Neville Wears Prada. Baines on Toast. Right, we're getting into the top 10. These are the top 10 now. Number 10, The Wizard of Ozil. Number 9, Benteke Fried Chicken. Number 8, Lalanas in Pyjamas. Number 7, Unbelievable Bentekers. 6, Thomas Muller Corner. 5, The Vincent Company. That's not so good, is it? 4, Game of Stones.
Oh, that's a classic. That is a classic.
3, No Given.
Let's not put that one.
Number 2, The Big Lewandowski. And number 1, Slumdog Mignolet.
Wow.
Brilliant. But I'm disappointed to see that Ronald McDonaldinho is not listed there, which is my nickname for Marwan Fellaini, because he looks like Ronald McDonald. And allegedly, he's got blonde hair now, but he's changed it from red, because that's his natural hair colour.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
According
No,
to-
it's true.
My
Nixon.
favourite wasn't even the top 10 there.
What was your favourite?
Dolce and Gabbana.
That's a good one.
And on that note, that brings us on to a similar section. Oh, I'd forgotten I'd done this. So, throughout this season, to amuse myself more than anybody, I've been compiling a list of nicknames for Will Grigg, and they aren't really particularly funny, perhaps even confusing. But some of them actually made it into my Wigan Evening Post 12th man columns, so hopefully all that nonsense will make a bit more sense.
Well, that's a Jerry Adams then.
Once I read the short list of alternative names for Will Grigg, which Liam is cheating and looking at, he's chuckling away at these hilarious names. So we've got, obviously, Wilhelm Grigg, Griggsley Adams, Wild Willie Grigg, Willie Fogg Grigg, obviously Will Golden Boot Grigg, Will Parachute Payments Grigg, Will Grigson Fire, Billiam Hat-Trick Grigg, Billy Bob Grigg.
Wet Willie Grigg.
Did I not read that one? And Will Power Grigg. There's actually loads more, but they're all terrible, so forget that. So I hope you enjoyed that. A little.
To find more, visit organlatics.co.uk.
Yes, I'll tell you what. I'll post all of these in a list, every single one of them, and they're all awful. Sean Kennedy, you should have written those into your
Sean
song.
Kennedy Grigg.
Sean Kennedy Grigg. Correct.
Sean Kennedy Grigg.
Right, so that's it. Euro 2016 is over. It's not yet, but let's pretend it is. And it's time to look to the friendlies that Wigan Athletic have got coming up. No doubt England are going to be dumped out by Germany on penalties again. So what do we have to look forward to? Or what has Liam got to look forward to? Because he is embarking upon a perhaps silly pre-season tour to see various local teams that may or may not include the mighty Wigan Athletic.
Yeah, at the moment I've penciled in 20 pre-season games spanning over 6 weeks, I think it is, from the very start of July to I think it's like the 4th of August. So about 5 or 6 weeks. It's going to be amazing, isn't it? Watching all these pointless pre-season friendlies.
He said sarcastically. So are you going to be writing a few words for the podcast or a few words for the website, maybe even the fanzine, about these games?
Yeah, probably write a little report about it all and say how awful it is if I make it past the first 5.
You need to explain some of the fixtures that you're watching.
Yeah, I was going to go to...
He doesn't want to.
I was gonna
Just give us a few, not all 20 of them.
Yeah, well,
you know.
one of them's Rochdale against Wigan,
Okay, yeah.
so that's alright.
I'll probably be there.
Another one's Wigan Liverpool, Huddersfield Liverpool. I was going to go to Rill against Morecambe's under-21s, but don't think I can go to North Wales on a Tuesday night.
On your Northwest Rover ticket.
Yeah.
Merseyrail ticket.
Rovers, the new comedy on
Yeah,
Sky One.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great comedy.
Been watching it?
Yeah, I think it's good.
I like
But,
it. It's alright.
Back to my pointless
Pointless pre-season.
pre-season talk. Maxfield against Stockport, Rylands against Salford City.
Who are Rylands?
That's what I'm asking myself. Atherton Collieries against Bolton.
Oh yeah,
Ashton
they played that last year.
Ashton United against Bolton. Under 21s.
Under 21s.
Crewe Alexandra against Bolton.
Crewe will win.
So I'm going to plenty of Bolton matches.
Because you love them so much.
I'm going more Bolton matches than I am Wigan matches. Which is a bit scary.
Well, that's it. That's the end of AGL right there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just think it's like, it's the last time I'm ever going to get the chance to do this. I'm never going to have a season like that. Last season, that's gone now. Like, I'll never have a season watching Latics like I have last season. And this is my last pre-season. I've like gone watching Latics. I'm watching like football constantly, having the time to do it. So I think I've got to make that commitment and spend the money for it. And enjoy those horrific Arriva Trains Wales, Northern Rail, Transparent Express, Metrolink, Arriva buses, journeys. You know.
I'm fully behind your trip. You've got to do this while you still can. Make memories. It'll be something for you to tell your
memories.
kids. Make memories. Something for you to tell your
memories
kids.
of Real versus Mark 121.
I'm not going that one.
Oh,
no, that's been cool.
I thought that would have been the best person.
Anyway.
You can even write a book about it. Why not?
Oh yeah. I'm sure loads of people will buy a book about me going to watch Latics against Rochdale in pre-season, which is it's a tenner to go and watch it. Under 16s is a fiver. Anyone over 16 is £10. I'm outraged about that.
Well, the Liverpool game's a tenner, isn't it?
That's an ornament, isn't it? So I'll go.
Well, that's what I mean.
Less money.
Unless you did the WAFC quiz like I did to try and bunk your way into corporate.
What happened with that?
I got 16.
Basically, what you had to, I got 13. I got the transfers wrong. They asked what the first transfer of Caldwell ever was. Caldwell's first signing.
Caldwell's first signing was, oh my word, it would have been in the summer.
Of course.
And it would have, of course. And it would have been, I don't know.
I know who you would have said.
I picked Richard O'Donnell.
Yeah, it's actually Perkins.
It was David Perkins.
Oh.
And then I got, it said which of these January signings was first, and I picked Wabera and it was Wiltshire. So I got those wrong. Yeah, I got 13 out of 20, but I published my results and I hashtag WAFC and WAFC quiz. So now I should be officially in the draw for a corporate ticket.
So we mentioned Liverpool though, the Liverpool friendly, Wigan Athletic versus Liverpool on the 17th of July.
A Sunday at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Particularly because a lot of people will be going on these pointless, well not a lot, but there'll be a significant amount of people who go on these weird journeys, ground hopping. And also there are people who may be going to a match on the Saturday, or have something on the Saturday and have nothing to do on the Sunday. Which they say, I'll go on then, I'll go and watch Wigan Liverpool because it's quite an attractive fixture. Only £10 as well. And us having it on the Sunday makes no odds to us. So we might as well take the gamble and see how it pays off.
I don't know, Liverpool have been given, they've been given the whole of the stand. So
they've only been given, funnily enough, a ticket allocation less than what they would have had in the North stand. So it's quite interesting.
Do you think a lot might turn up on the day though? A lot of
Maybe.
Liverpool fans.
I know I'm meeting a couple of friends from uni who are Liverpool fans. I said they're getting the train down, and I said I'll meet them and show them the graceful entities of Wigan Town Centre. We'll have a few pints in a couple of local pubs, Berkeley Square and whatnot.
The Moon.
But
don't be blocking buses from
no.
Yeah.
And the Red Robin.
Shout out to the Red Robin.
Yes.
I'm meeting a couple of mates from uni, Liverpool fans, taking them for a few drinks, and they've actually got tickets in the away end at Liverpool. It's actually one of the lads' first away game with Liverpool because he's called Chris Coughlin, who does he's wrote for AGL previously because he works for Filed doing some work experience, so he did some non-league pieces on Filed. But yeah, they're coming down and we're going to have a few drinks, and I'm going to show them the glorious depths of Wigan before we beat them.
Yeah. May I say how wonderful it is to see the Scousers back in the good parish of Wigan. And Sunday 17th of July is the date to put in your diary. And funnily enough, we've got something a little extra for you on that date. And it's the next edition of the All Gone Latics paper fanzine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be released on that day. And you can actually buy it from us three, on the bridge.
Yes, that's the Dougie Bridge, the bridge over the Dougie.
Yeah, that's if I get around to actually doing it at the moment. So I'm slacking.
How's that going?
It's not going, is
It's
it?
not.
It's not going.
Oh dear.
Just
Well,
isn't.
well, we do have some stuff ready to go in though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything's kind of been given to me. I haven't done anything though. I've got 3 interviews to write up. That's one with Derek Stilley, the former Sealand international.
Sealand edition.
So this is the Sealand edition, the second Sealand edition we've ever done. One with Carl Forster, rugby league player for Salford Red Devils, former St Helens prop. I think he's a prop. He's a forward anyway.
He's a rugby player.
Sports Latics. And also Emerson Boyce as well, whoever he is. So.
Emerson Boyce, whoa! Why didn't you mention this earlier? Emerson Boyce. It's a bit of a big name.
He was in contention for the Northern Ireland squad, wasn't he? Emerson Boyce.
Yeah, he was. So was George Best.
Is he not coming back to Wigan, Boycey? Did he not tell you? Did he exclusively reveal? Oh, you'll have to wait for the zine to find out whether Boycey is going to come back to Wigan for next season.
Yeah.
Because Liam did ask him the question: "Are you coming back?"
Yeah,
for
and he
next
didn't say no either.
Ooh,
It's hotting up.
it's hotting up, just like Will Grigg.
Well, I remember
I don't
against
know
Aston Villa, the goal he scored there. That was typical Emerson Boyce. That. I'd right back.
Yes,
Aston
it
Villa
was
away.
a great goal. That's possibly
That was
the
put.
best goal of his career.
It was either 2 or 3 in the lobby. He put us.
Yeah.
Because Rami scored the first, Coney scored as well, but that's what order they scored it. It was kind of like a nice little move with the winger, and he brought the ball inside, started it away into the corner. That's what we expect from Emerson Boyce. And he's not the quickest, but he picks well when to go forward. That's what you can say about him.
Best goal I
I'd
saw.
rather someone be like that than be your typical McManaman who has no end product. Every now and again, obviously, Macca did some great stuff, but the majority of the time, he had no end product. Where Boycey, when he did go forward, when he did try and do something, he always delivered.
The best goal I saw Boycey score was the one against Wolves last game of the season, the volley.
What about the one against Fulham? That was a great one.
They're both good, but you were saying about how that's typical Emerson Boyce getting forward.
Yeah.
Untypical, if that's a word. Not typical of Emerson Boyce.
Atypical is the word. I think.
Atypical. Atypical of Emerson Boyce is not seeing him scoring an absolute screamer, which he did against Fulham and against
I
Wolves.
think that is typical Emerson Boyce. He scores some great goals. Even against Swansea, he scored a great goal for us.
Yeah, it was sort of a bicycle kick / not bicycle kick.
He scored some
back
really
heel.
important goals. Really important goal for us as well.
Yeah,
He scored the one against West Brom
he was legend.
when
Mr.
it was
Lynch.
teammate down, and Henri Camara scored, and also
Yeah.
Emerson Boyce scored. That
Yeah.
was
He scored late on. I think.
Yeah, that was in the 08-09 season. You know, the kind of the push to keep 7th. You know, that was the dream.
Didn't Boyce score in the 2-2 draw with Stoke with the Figueroa goal, and he got absolutely smashed on the goal line? He
And a headband
bumped
on
into
didn't it?
somebody or the
Yeah.
post or something.
Force thing.
And did he have to go off as a result? But he
He
scored
came
the
back
goal.
on. Came back
He
on
came
with
back
a
on.
headband.
Yeah.
That was when we had that horrific orange kit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I swear that kit was cursed.
We never won a single game, did we?
No, we didn't. We didn't win a single game.
And we lost 8-0.
We
Yeah.
lost 8-0 and 9-1. 9-1 at Tottenham, 8-0 at Chelsea.
And even Shanna's goal was
It was
handball.
handball, yes.
Yeah, which we always keep saying on the
I
podcast.
nearly brought that up at the Shana and Dizu charity night for Joseph's goal last month, which we've not actually talked about, which we should have. But I very, very nearly considered bringing that up and asking him all
Would have
about
been
it.
harsh, that.
I know, because I have in the past criticised Shana for this. I've criticised Shana
He's a
lots.
treat, isn't he, Shan?
He's a treat.
He's a cheat and a treat.
He's a treat by putting thanks on the back of his head, spelling it wrong. And he's a cheat
And
with his
X.
handball.
Thanks.
I think his sister's better than him. Paula Shan is much better
Paula,
than
yeah.
a footballer.
Pauline Shana.
But don't forget to buy the next edition of All Gone Latics.
Latics. It's out on the 17th of July when Liverpool visit the DW Stadium. Buy it from us on the bridge. Thank you very much.
The Dougie Bridge.
The Dougie, yes.
Quick one. Are we looking forward to the match or are we kind of dreading it?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'd be a good test. It depends what side Liverpool put out. Obviously, Klopp's trying to shape his new Liverpool team. There's going to be a lot of ins and outs. The lads I was saying who are coming and meeting me, I reckon he's going to play a bit of a half and half team where he'll have some youngsters in. So we'll see the likes of Shea or Joe, who's
Yes.
he was 17 at the time. Spent when Mackay was here, that god awful season when we had Mackay. He was here. We'll see the likes of them, but we'll also see maybe some of the new signings. So it depends if Klopp plays his full strength new look team, we could struggle. But I think because they're going to have so many new faces and going to mix the team up, we could have a decent chance because we'll still have a consistent.
The guys from the Euros won't be back, I don't think.
Well, they're not.
I think they'll still be off.
So we'll have Craig Davis up front then. So scrap that, what I've just said.
Craig Davis.
I just think that it's kind of too early to put them back in because especially if England get past the group stage,
I just think we'll have a more stable team from last season than Liverpool will, which gives us a chance. But then again, I think Liverpool will do decently well next season under Klopp. I don't think they'll be, title threat, but maybe they'll give top 4 a go. Maybe. Not saying they'll finish in the top 4, but they'll certainly push for it.
I think in terms of pre-season as well, stability matters.
Yeah.
Especially as obviously the results are not in your mind that much.
No.
But stability does make a huge difference.
We're not going to have as big a turnover as players as Liverpool are. There's going to be a few going out and a lot coming in, whereas we're going to keep the main core of our players and we're going to add, I think, 4, 5, 6 maximum, I think.
Yeah. Well, we did all our shopping last summer, didn't we? In the hopes that we wouldn't have to do much shopping.
We did our big shop.
Yeah, the big shop. Yeah, it was last week.
Picked up a nice Donovan Daniels at the big shop.
We shopped at Tesco, which Steve Bruce hates.
Donna Daniels.
He plays for Montserrat ladies.
Oh yeah.
That's his country.
Montserrat.
That's who he plays for.
He does. Yeah.
Has he played for him? I think he played one thing.
A couple of times. Yeah.
There's only a few thousand people live on Montserrat, a small Caribbean island.
They read AGL on Montserrat.
Yeah, of course they do. If anybody on Montserrat wishes to buy a copy of the All Gone Latics Fancy, drop us a line. And on that note...
Or anyone on Sealand?
On Sealand, of course, yeah. We should choose Sealand at the Euros. Forget Northern Ireland, England, Wales. We should go for Sealand.
Sealand and rock all.
Yeah, rock all. Sweet, sweet rock all. And on that note... Ooh, you Fabregas. Suck my Harry Kane. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Oh my god.
Unprotected Sesk.
What was that about Eden there?
Where's that one?
Nick Eden?
The Garden of Eden.
Eden your nanny.
Apologies.
Sorry. And on that note, I think we'd better wrap up this particular edition of the All Gone Latics podcast. That's it. We've got to go and eat. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Liam and Kieran. And from me, Dan, it's also goodbye.
As Craig Charles says, sayonara.
Sayonara. Is that really how we're going to end it?
Yeah.
Will Grigg's on fire.
Will Grigg's on fire. Your defence is terrified. Will Grigg's on fire. Your defence is terrified.
Will Grigg's on fire. Your defence is terrified.
Will Grigg's on fire.
Your defence is terrified.
Na 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 na.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I've heard enough of it.